welcome my best friend, Mr. Lewis Bishop, everybody. Hey, keep it going for your host, everybody, Lou Morganti. Yeah. First time I met that guy, super nice guy though, first time. It's so great to see you guys. I don't think I'm related to any of you guys here. I've been looking at people I've been related to for the past year and a half, so thank you so much for not being related to me. Give it up for yourselves for not being in my gene pool. Thank you so much. This is a lovely venue. I'm glad you guys are here because I've actually been trying to contact you guys concerning your car's extended warranty. You keep hanging up on me. I got you now. This is a big crowd, but I can talk to every one of you individually. We gotta get that car warranty extended. I love those calls. A lot of people hate those calls. I love those calls. First off, I'm surprised that my car still has an extended warranty. I'm like, wow, a 2005 Ford Focus still has over 200,000 miles, has a warranty. Man, this is great. And also, by the way, if you want to buy a 2005 Ford Focus, I have one for sale. But if you ever want to buy one, Kelley Blue Book, $500 is the Kelley Blue Book for 2005 Ford Focus. I have over $2,000 worth of body damage in my car. So if I sold my car, I would have to pay them $1,500. You're saying, Lewis, how do you get all that body damage? Well, when you're doing comedy, you drive all these back roads and stuff, and you hit a lot of deer, right? I don't know if you guys have ever hit a deer before. It's terrifying, first off, but right when you hit a deer, you tell someone about it. What's the first thing they ask? How's the deer? Wow, this guy's got some very concerned. Sorry, this is an animal benefit, but wow, you're really taking it to a whole new level. People always ask me this. They say, "Oh my God, you hit a deer with your car?" Like, no. I was driving by with my windows rolled down, and there was a deer next to the highway eating cigarette butts. Because that's what they're doing. People are like, oh my God, look at nature. Like, no, look at that junkie getting high, eating those nicotine cigarette butts. That's why they're so jumpy. That's why they jump out in front of traffic at all the times. It's like a crackhead trying to cross the road like, me, you? Okay. Anyways, I'm driving past this junkie, and all of a sudden, I swear to God, the deer lifted his head up, and he said, your mom is a whore. And I was like, oh, whoa, what is the deal with this wildlife out here? I pull the car around, get out. I say, hey, pal, of course he's with a few friends or whatever. I take my shirt off, let them know I mean business. So it's when you know that a fight's about to happen when a white guy takes his shirt off. Like, uh-oh, it's going down. And then the second thing people always ask, they say, oh my God, did he die? Wow, I have some really sadistic friends. Did he die? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I called the ambulance. He was fine, they got him there. I got the room though. And when there was no nurses, I went in with a pillow and finished the job. That's what I did. I said, call my mama a whore. But I love those calls. I love the extended car warranty calls because people hate them. They're like, oh, no, not today, Satan. No, not today. Me, I love those calls because I'm an a-hole. I love messing with those people. And you can't just curse them out. They get that all the time. You gotta have fun with it. So I do this thing, I call it zombie talk, right? We've all seen a million zombie movies or TV shows. We know what zombies sound like. So I do zombie talk to them. And these are the 3 best calls I ever got doing zombie talk. The first lady was very nice. She's like, hi, this is Jessica with extended car warranty. Make and model of your vehicle. And I go, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, oh my God, sir, are you okay? And I hang up the phone laughing. I'm like, yes, I got you, Jessica. Second guy, I could already tell he was having a bad day. He was like, this is Alan. With extended car warranty, make, and model of your car. Zombie talking. "Ah!" He goes, and he hangs up the phone, so he kind of won. The third best one, though, this guy was great, right? His name was Roger. He's like, "Hi, this is Roger with extended car warranty, make and model of your car." Zombie talk. He pauses and he goes, "Da, da, 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 da." When he does that, I look at my phone, because I do these on speakerphone in front of my wife, because she's an a-hole too, and she likes it when I do it. So when he hits me with that, I'm like, and I look at my wife, and she's looking at me like, "What you gonna do now, big boys? Can't let this guy make me look like a bitch in front of my wife. I'm gonna hit him with it again." I go, "Rah, rah, rah." And he goes, "Da, da, 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 da." I'm like, "Ow! Roger, you won that one. Oh my God, you won that one." But that's how you know that that's a scam with that call, okay? Because anytime you talk to anyone live, either here in America or in the Philippines, it doesn't matter, they let you know 15 times that this call is being recorded. This call is being recorded for customer service. Would you mind staying an extra 15 minutes to do a survey afterwards? Like, no, I'm not staying an extra 15 minutes. That's how you know, because they're all recorded. Roger could be the greatest salesman ever, but he would definitely would have been called into the office that day. "Hey, Roger, come on in here. Let's talk real quick. You did a great job. You sold a lot of extended car warranties, but we gotta let you go, okay? Because call number 43 here. Clearly you were making fun of a stroke victim, and we can't have that. We're an upstanding business here at Extended Car Warranty." I'm married. We got a lot of married folks out here. Married folks, make some noise, or raise your hand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who's been married the longest out here? Doesn't feel like the longest. I mean, you've been the longest. No one wants to say anything. That's totally fine. I'm here with you. I've been married a super long time. I've been married 6 years, so I know the struggle is real, folks. Yeah, the struggle is real. Yeah, 42 dog years. Yeah, it's a dog show, so 42 dog years. This guy's good at math, too. He loves deer, and he's good at math. This guy's a great human. But I've been married 6 years, and I guess 6 years is a time where, like, I don't know, I guess my wife feels comfortable telling me the things that she dislikes about me.
It's like the 7th year in.
We're close to it. We're very close to it. I think we already reached that. The other day, she's like, "Hey, I got a question for you. When you take a shower, do you blow your nose in the shower?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. It gets all hot, I blow it out." She goes, "Okay, I figured you did, because I found a booger. It was on the shower curtain. If you cannot do that anymore, that'd be great." I say, "Fine, I'm a good husband." I'm like, "Fine, I won't do that anymore." But I don't bring up the stuff that I dislike about my wife. I don't bring up the fact that every 2 weeks or so, I have to go and get some needle nose pliers and dig into the drain and pull out this thing that looks like a dead rat. I don't bring that up to my wife you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we need to say something. The struggle is real. We need to say something about this. I don't bring it up that I gotta bring out this dead rat. My thing is this. My thing about pulling this dead rat, listen, my wife's a great wife. You know how I know? Because she tries to blame stuff on me, right? I don't bring it up, but she'll see it in the trash can, and she'll be like, "Oh, maybe that's from you, because you shave in the shower." I'm like, "Yeah, I shave my face in the shower, and my facial hair is red. It doesn't magically turn into a 13-inch, 2-pound piece of brunette hair, right? There's no magic in this shower that's going on." And my question is this, is like, why is this hair, why is this dead rat so greasy, right? It is so I thought my wife had hair on her head, not dirty pots of lasagna on her head, right? I'm like, why are you wasting $70 on shampoo when we got Dawn right downstairs like that? They clean dirty pots of lasagna, they clean ducks with oil on it. It's beautiful, and it's only $2 a bottle. Let's do that. But I don't bring that up, right? Another thing is that changes when you're married is when you take a shower with your wife. Right? When you take a shower with your wife, you know exactly what's going to happen. But when you take a shower once you're your girlfriend, you have no idea what's going to happen. It seems like a fun time, right? But whenever you take a shower with your wife, you know exactly what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen when you take a shower with your wife. Or at least if you take a shower with my wife. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know. She's home alone right now. You go. It's fine. It's totally fine. This is what happens when you take a shower with your wife. You go into the bathroom. I take off all my clothes as quickly as possible. And I jump into the shower. And wash as quickly as possible. Because I know when my wife gets into the shower, I'll be forced to the back of the shower to freeze to death while she showers and tells me about her day. So slowly, I'm just back there freezing, just trying to get pelts of water to hit me like, oh my God, oh jeez, oh my God, oh my God. The other day, this is the thing, she was like, so we were talking at work the other day, and that's never a good thing. It's never a fun thing that they're talking about at work. And she just brings it, she's like, would you still love me if I had a colostomy bag? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I didn't know that was a life goal of yours. We should have talked about that before we got married. But another thing I do while I'm standing back there freezing to death, trying to wait, this is what I do. I wait for her to wash her hair. Because once she starts washing her hair, that's my moment of opportunity to try to pee directly into the drain. Yes. Some of you guys are grossed out, but it's science, okay? Our body's regulating temperature, and it's like, we gotta get rid of some stuff. We're freezing back here. We're like, hey, man, you can't do it. Wait for it. And then my wife is doing her hair, and then all of a sudden, I'm peeing as hard as I can, like I'm at the county fair trying to win like a big prize and fill up the clown's mouth, you know, pop the balloon. Right? And she's washing her hair, and she's like, and I'm back there like pushing, it's like, no! So anyways, how was your day? Seriously, how was you guys talking about? It's good being married though. Not too long ago, we bought a house. My wife is way smart, right? She's super smart, but every once in a while she'll say stuff to let me know that we're on the same level of IQ, right? We bought a house not too long ago, and it didn't have a driveway really built, right? And she's all panicked about that. And she's like, I was like, don't panic about it. I'll just go rent a truck and I'll buy a load of rock. And she looks at me and she goes, Louis, why would we buy a load of rock when we live right next to the woods? I was like, what? She looks at me like I'm a bigger dummy. She's like, you know we live right next to the woods, right? I said, yeah. She's like, Louis, that's where rocks are made. They're made in the woods. And I'm like, what? Louis, listen, a rock starts off as a small pebble, and it collects dirt and dust, and becomes a larger rock. When she said that, I said, you have no idea how rocks are made, do you? No freaking idea. Like, luckily we live in a world now where there's no questions at all, right? Remember when we were kids and we have conversations for summers or years on end about different things, but now if you have a disagreement with anyone, someone's on Google on their phone trying to show you how big of a dummy you are. So I'm that a-hole in our family. I'm Googling how rocks are made, and I show it to her. And she learns that there's 3 different kinds of rocks, and all rocks start off as mountains, and through time they get smaller, smaller, smaller. And then my wife looks at me. She says, we should go to every mountain in the world before we die. Now, I don't know if you can tell from me, but I did not marry up athletically, okay? So me and my wife aren't the mountain hiking type. And I say, why would we do that? And she looks at me and she goes, that means one day there'll be no more mountains. So in my head, I think this woman that I'm married to, that has 50% of all my stuff, 70% of all my stuff, thinks that within our lifetime, mountains will cease to exist. So in that moment, I say the only thing I could say to set her straight. I say, Jesus Christ, your hair looks amazing. Have you been using that Dawn? It looks shiny. It's like a clean baby duck. It's not greasy at all. It's beautiful. Beautiful. This is another serious thing that she said. Not trying to brag, but she just got a new car with a backup camera. Yeah. We have technology from 10 years ago. We're doing good for ourselves. We're doing good. She was in love with this backup camera. She's like, oh my God, I can parallel park. It's amazing. Look how clear it is. This is amazing. She says, I kind of wish there was a camera for the front. And like I said, I'm a dummy too. And I was like, yeah. Then I was like, wait a minute. What about this big ass window in front of us? Where everything is in HD. Nothing is more real than the reality that we're seeing at the moment. That's a real thing, she said. But like I said, we're on the same level, all right? She's very smart. She has 2 college degrees. I barely graduated high school in North Carolina. My wife is from Massachusetts. I do not know how to spell Massachusetts because I graduated high school in North Carolina. This is a real thing. We're driving around the other day with our fancy car with the drive forward camera, and we passed this business, and this business is spelled P-I-Z-Z-A-Z-Z. Once again, P-I-Z-Z-A-Z-Z. I hit my wife, I'm like, Jesus Christ, did you see the name of that place? Who would ever eat at a place called Pizza Ass? Who would ever eat that? She's like, that's not the word pizza ass. That's the word pizzazz. I was like, first off, you act like I've ever seen or wrote the word pizzazz before. Hey Lou, come on out to the barbecue. It's gonna be pizzazz time. Like, I never used the word pizzazz. But if I learned anything from the Onslow County school system, it's that's how you spell the word pizza ass. With 2 laser Z's at the end. That's how you spell it. I say a lot of dumb stuff, and like I'm surprised she married me. This is when we were dating, okay? I thought I was paying her a compliment, but this term apparently means something else than what I thought. Okay? We all got our thing. We all got our fetishes. I like big-breasted women, okay? Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm a large-breasted man myself. I don't know, okay? But that's another thing that changes, not only showers with your wife, but the way your wife dresses. When your wife is your girlfriend, she dresses one way, and then when she's your wife, she's like, I'm your mom number 2 now. This is how I dress. Mommy number 2. So she, she's well endowed in the front. So we were dating, and she used to wear these things, I would call them cleavage shirts, right? The shirts that showed 9 miles of cleavage, right? And she comes out of the bathroom, we're going on a date, we're dating. She comes out of the bathroom, she looks great. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna pay her a compliment by telling her how wonderful she is. Now, keep in mind, I thought this term meant something else. She comes out of the bathroom, I go, wow. When you look at it, look at that muffin top. She goes, oh, you guys know. She goes, what? I was like, Well, maybe she didn't hear me. Maybe I'll show her how excited I am about it. So I'm going to yell it to the top of my lungs like, yeah! Look at it! Look at that muffin top! And she just calmly goes, you don't know what that means, do you? And I go, no, I don't know what that means. Hear me out. I thought a muffin top was two delicious muffins sitting on top. Right? It makes sense now. Sitting on top of the rack, the top of the muffin's the most delicious part. I had no idea that a muffin top was fat hanging over the cheeks. That is misleading. That's not appealing or tasty looking at all, right? They should change the term. There shouldn't be muffin top anymore. They should say, that's a crock pot, okay? Because you might be hot, but listen, you got handles, honey, all right? Love handles. Love handles, crock pot, it writes itself. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But luckily we got married, I don't know. We have two kids, and our son is 6, and so that means for the past years and change, he had been doing some e-learning. And if you guys are teachers or you know a teacher, buy them a drink or a whole bottle, because now we know how big of an a-hole our kids actually are, right? We didn't believe it before. We're like, there's no way that James is such an a-hole at school. But now we're like, oh my God, he is not a great citizen of the world at all. He's the biggest a-hole I've ever met. I don't know how many times I got angry at my son just for stupid things. Like, I don't know. Now listen, I got very angry and I yelled at him, but I never laid a hand on the child. But I kept a notebook next to him, and I wrote down that notebook when I got to that level, so when he turns 18, I can fight him like a man. I'm just letting you know. That's what I mean. He said this one thing, he thinks he knows everything. And I don't know how many times I drive, you do not know everything. We're doing math, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, he goes, you know, Dad, sometimes the word no means yes. Very. And I was like, I know I had to look at him, but I had to look at myself. I'm like, wow, what kind of damn frat boy am I raising that thinks sometimes no means yes? I'm like, no, James, no means no all the time. I'm writing it down in the book. That's when you're getting on to turn 18. You gotta teach you a lesson. So like I said, we have James, who is 6, and we have Maya, who is 3. And James is a biological child. That means that me and my wife made him. And Maya is a foster. We're foster parents. Hold your applause. No. Hold your applause. We know we're better people than you are. It's fine. That is the best thing about being a foster parent. You're like, wow, we are so great. We love people we didn't even make. It's crazy. It is so crazy. So like I said, we got James, who is a biological child, and we have Maya, who is a rescue. And we got the stickers and everything for my wife's car. I'll rescue, Mom. It's she has all her shots. It's fine. She only bit one kid. She has the cone now. It's fine. She's okay. She's okay. But when people find out that you're a foster parent, right, they have all kinds of questions. And sometimes the questions are kind of hurtful. They're like, oh my God, that is so amazing that you're a foster parent. You know, I don't think I could do it. I guess I have too big of a heart. I'm like, what am I, the Grinch over here with the smallest heart in the world? And then they always hit you with this. They go, you know, I don't think I could give them back when it's time to give them back. I say, well, actually, you have to give them back when it's time to give them back, or that's kidnapping. So I don't know if you want. And then they have more questions, right? This is a real thing. It used to bother my wife, but you know, I'd explain to her, like, wow, that's so great that you have foster parents, that you have foster kids, but you know, don't you want new kids? You know, and that would hurt my wife. So I was like, well, they don't know about James, but everyone loves new kids, right? But this is the thing they don't tell you about new children. Right when you leave the hospital, with a new child, they depreciate in value $8,000 to $10,000 right off the bat. Okay? Yeah. You are not getting that money back on that new child. You can take it right back. They won't give you the money back. It's crazy. Like we thought it's not working out, right? Sometimes you just got to go get like a good certified pre-owned child. They're just as good. Just as good. You clean them up, just as beautiful. Just as beautiful. We actually, we fostered another little girl. Her name was Yaya. That's not her actual name. That was her nickname because her actual name, she was Mexican, made from parts from Mexico, but assembled here, a lot like a Ford F-150. And her nickname was Yaya, right? That's because her name actually translates into Americans cannot say this name correctly. So we just called her Yaya. And we would take her out places, and people would always wonder, oh my God, man. Oh my God, your daughter's so beautiful. What nationality is she? This is a real thing. I said, she's Mexican. And the lady's like, oh God, okay. I thought she was Hawaiian. What kind of Mexican is she? I was like, wow, this lady knows geography. She knows that there's different places in Mexico. And I'm trying to think where her parents are from. She goes, what kind of Mexican is she? Is she from Peru? Is she Costa Rican? Is she from Brazil? What kind of Mexican is she? Brazil, like that's Portuguese. No, it's fine. I say, I think you're confusing the word Mexican maybe with Hispanic. She goes, no. Hispanic is a type of food. What kind of Mexican is she? I was like, maybe confuse the word Mexican with Latino, right? She goes, no. Latino is a kind of language that only doctors know. They write their prescriptions in Latino. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna win with this lady. She's a Puerto Rican Mexican. She goes, yeah, I thought so. I was like, well, I don't know what that means, but this is the weirdest self-checkout at Target I've ever seen in my whole life. Can we just get a few stickers and go? Can we do that, please? So my son, he doesn't have it anymore. He has more than enough other phobias that he has. They're all afraid. Every day he's like, tornadoes happen in Oklahoma. I was like, you don't know what a map looks like, right? You don't know where Oklahoma is. His new phobia is tornadoes. But he used to have a phobia about bathrooms, right? When he was smaller, when he was potty training, my wife scarred him for at least 2 to 3 years because while he was potty training, my wife took him to a bathroom that had an automatic flusher. So he's peeing, and all of a sudden this thing just goes. So he's terrified of bathrooms. He was. Now he's just terrified of Oklahoma and tornadoes. So anytime we would go anywhere, he'd be saying, hey, can we go? Hey, can we go look at the bathroom, please? And we would go to a bathroom, and he just want to look like a creep. He just want to go look at it. I got some business cards I'm going to hand out. We walk into the bathroom, and he'd be like, okay. I'm like, get in there, James. Okay. This is a good potty. It's got a handle. It's a good potty. Because James's biggest phobia, because of my wife, at least it was, is that one day he was going to be peeing, and the thing was going to flush, and it was going to rip his wiener right off. Yeah, think about that. In your mind, you think that there is an evil wiener-eating toilet stalking you at all times, just waiting for you to slip up. So every time we go to bed, I tell him the same thing every single time. I'd say, James, you're totally fine, okay? You're totally fine. Your last name is Bishop, like Daddy's, okay? You know what that means, son? That means that your wiener will never get close enough to the word to be flushed. It's totally fine. Totally fine. You guys laugh, but hey, we haven't had our wieners ripped off yet. So, who's laughing now? So we have, like I said, we have James and we have Maya, and Maya is, she looks different than us, all right? Maya is half white, half black, all right? So that means that she has the best skin tone and the best hair in the family. She's beautiful, right? And people definitely look at us because, I don't know if you can tell from me, but I am 100% white bread, and so is my wife, and so is James, right? And so people sometimes stare at us, which is totally fine. But my wife brought it up. She said, do you ever think, when we're out places, that people look at you, people look at me, people look at James, and then they look at Maya, and they think, boy, that guy just doesn't get it, does he? Yeah. I say, I have no problem at all with people looking at me like a guy who loves his kids no matter what, right? And I have no problem at all with people looking at you like you're a total slut. I'm fine with that. Yeah. I actually prefer that, actually. That's how I want people to view you in that. You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you very much.